What if I told you that this year we took 8 brands from 0 to $1 million a month on TikTok Shop with the exact same 4-step framework? In 2025, we have generated $54 million in GMV. We're currently averaging between $5 to $10 million every single month on TikTok Shop. We've created over 500,000 shoppable videos, which makes us the largest TikTok content producing agency. And we have generated 2.4 billion views, been the team on TikTok behind Gymshark, Converse, Olaplex, and hundreds more. I actually tell the story that I started on TikTok as an affiliate creator. When Musical.ly was rebranded to TikTok, I started by making videos reviewing websites, apps. I made hundreds of videos. I grew my account to over 3 million followers, and I was pushing the traffic towards an affiliate link in the link in my bio. One day, I made a video about Shopify, on how you could use Shopify to create a website, a logo, start your business, and so on. That video unexpectedly went super viral, over 10 million views, and what I didn't know at the time is that I had actually crashed the website with traffic overload. A couple days later, I get an email from Shopify asking me to get on a call, and I think I'm in trouble. But I get on the Zoom call, and to my surprise, there are 10 people, one of them being Toby Luke. Toby Luke is the founder and CEO of Shopify. And he tells me that a couple days ago, their website crashed, and they couldn't figure out where the traffic was coming from. Because mind you, in 2019, nobody is talking about TikTok for marketing, right? It's a platform that's cringe for kids, where you have boys flirting with the camera. It's not for marketers. But when he saw that a TikTok video crashed his website, it clicked for him that there was an opportunity. Long story short, he hired me to take over the Shopify's TikTok account, work with influencers, run their ads, and yeah, we grew a couple 100,000 followers. With this success, he started doing a ton of introductions to Gymshark, Olaplex, Converse, and like I said, we're now one of the leading TikTok Shop agencies, and it all started as an affiliate creator that then Shopify referred us to a ton of big clients. Today, though, I want to tell you the story about Boom Boom. Boom Boom is the latest example of this framework, a CPG brand that in end of March had 0 presence on TikTok Shop. And 8 weeks later, we ended the month of May with $1.8 million in GMV. This brand had no presence, like I said, no momentum, no viral videos, no creator success stories. Yet, we generated almost 400 million impressions, 27,000 organic videos through 3,500 affiliates or creator affiliates that talked to us. We ranked in the top 20 products across all of TikTok Shop, achieved an 8.5 ROI, which made TikTok their most profitable channel by far. This is the framework. What the framework I'm about to show is exactly what we've done for 7 other brands, and it's composed of 4 steps. The first one is what we call the gravity method. This is how you can attract and retain content creators, even if you have no existing presence. Then we'll look at how we use AI to systematically generate winning video scripts at scale. ROI protection, which is one of the new TikTok Shop features that guarantees you a return on your ads. And lastly, how to build a moat by locking in exclusivity with content creators and effectively creating a monopoly in the market. Let's dive in. The gravity method. So this is how to attract creators and retain them even if you don't have a presence. You see, when a new brand gets started, the problem is that it's really hard to attract top talents, because as a content creator myself, I can tell you that I would never promote a brand that has an unproven product or any existing success, right? For good creators to talk about you, you need to show that you are legitimate. And so it's a chicken and an egg situation, where you need content creators to get traction, but to get traction, you need content creators. So this is what we call the gravity method to solve for this problem. What we do is that we initially manufacture success with a hybrid payment model, and then we create incentive programs to keep creators hooked. Here is exactly how it works to attract content creators. The first thing that we do is that we look for 20 to 50 high potential creators that average a 500 and above GMV efficiency per video. GMV efficiency is the most important metric when looking at the potential of a creator. It's calculated by looking at the total GMV a creator has generated divided by the number of videos. This gives you a batting average for how much revenue do they drive on average every time they post, right? It's the most important metric. From there, and I'll explain the tech stack later on how we find these creators, but from there, we're going to work on a hybrid payment model. So if you've heard about TikTok Shop in the past, you might have heard that it's commission only and so on, working with creators. But frankly, that's a 2023 or 2024 tactic that doesn't really work anymore. Like I said, a proven content creator is not going to work on commission-only basis. So instead, we're going to pay them a fraction of their GMV efficiency. So if they make $500 on average per video, we're going to pay $50 or $100 for 5 to 10 videos that they're going to make, on top of giving them a commission on their sale, on top of the free product. The reason that we do this is because we can guarantee volume, because we're paying them, they have to post. We can retain creative control, which is super important, and you're almost guaranteed an ROI because, again, you pay them a fraction of their average GMV per video. So with that, you get to post a couple of hundred videos, and we're then going to launch an ROI protection campaign, spending $200 to $500 a day, because the goal is to have a couple of creators that work with us that have initial huge success. And so if we run ads behind their videos, we basically inflate their numbers and commission. With that performance, we create case studies to attract more creators. So suddenly we can say, hey, one creator made a video about us and made $5,000 from it last week. These are case studies that you can use in your outreach to then attract more and more people. As a result, you create a reputation of a brand that makes creators rich. And inbound top creators are to follow if you follow that system. For Boom Boom, this is exactly what we did. We posted 100 videos. 2 of them went viral, which is expected with volume. One creator with 1.4 million views made $8,000 in commission, and Health Suite with 400,000 views got $3.4 thousand in commission. When we showed that to new creators, the floodgates opened. Suddenly, everyone wanted to work with us, right? And it snowballed into eventually building a reputation that Boom Boom pays really well, and that led to top creators then coming inbound to us. So that's how we attract. Now let's look at retention, because inherently, none of these creators are loyal to you. If your competitor is ready to pay them a little bit more, most of them will jump ship. And so most brands experience month over month a 60 to 80% churn rate, which sucks because it leaves you in this constant hiring cycle, and scaling is hard. So instead, what you want to do is create reward campaigns that essentially act as like a carrot and the stick, where the more a creator talks about you, the more they are incentivized and the more they win. So here's an example of what we did for Boom Boom for the campaign of May. And as you can see, it's tiered compensation with a very low threshold to entry. So whenever a creator generates $900 in GMV, which by the way is the same as revenue, they get a car package. If they make $5,000, they get an iPhone. If they make $500,000, they get a Lambo, right? The goal is to keep them incentivized so that the more they talk about you, the more they win. For these programs, you can account them in your margin. You just take 2 to 3% of your average order value, and it creates a pool as such. What's important here is to make the program as lucrative as possible for the affiliates. If they make a lot of money, they're going to talk about it. It creates this snowball effect that is win-win for everybody. The tech stack that we use for all of this is Reacher. You can find the creators, rank them by GMV efficiency, reach out, manage the campaign, send them the samples, data analytics, et cetera. It's the platform we use for all of our clients. And this gravity method is how we attracted 3,600 creators in the month of May. 27,000 videos were made. And as a recap, we manufacture social proof with a hybrid payment model, create case studies to build a reputation of a brand that pays really well. And once the creators are in your system, you retain them by creating lucrative reward programs. OK, now let's look at how do we use AI to scale this system. Because as you start to get hundreds of creators inbound on a daily basis, it is just unfathomable for humans to keep up, to creatively brief them, give them feedback, so on and so forth. And that is quite important if you want performance. So scaling high-quality content across hundreds of creators is overwhelming. Actually, in preparation for this event, we analyzed the 500,000 videos that we generated this year, and we found that only 1% of the videos account for 80% of the total GMV. And most shockingly, 80% of all videos ever made never generate a penny. From this finding, we did two things. The first one is that we dissected the top 1% of shoppable videos. So it was a sample of about 5,000 videos, and we fed AI the script, thumbnail, revenue data, engagement metrics, and discovered that 90% of high GMV or viral videos on TikTok use the 6 following key patterns. A hook trifecta, which is composed of a verbal hook, what you say, visual hook, what you see on the video, and text, so the text that you add on the screen. The combination of the 3 in the first 3 seconds is what makes a hook trifecta and has proven to be incredibly effective. The next thing is that we found that showing a product in an extreme way, in an extreme demonstration, converts 5 times better than a regular demo. No cut authenticity. Instead of chopping up your videos into clips, you build more trust if it's just one long cut. People find that more authentic, and the conversion rate is much higher. The golden duration for a video is 30 to 60 seconds. Below that, you get more views, less GMV, and above, less views, higher GMV. So the sweet spot is really 30 to 60 seconds, setting high stakes, and open loop questions to keep the curiosity high. I'm going to show you an example of a video that drove almost 10% of all our revenue in May. $175,000 from this video, and it illustrates exactly these 6 points. So look for the hook trifecta, the extreme demonstration, and everything else.
3, 2, 1, breathe.
Oh, gosh. What was that?
That's a boom stick.
This?
That's it.
Oh, my God. I can actually breathe.
They're amazing. They're all natural as well.
Oh, and I feel like I'm awake. Are you sure this is legal?
They're 100% legal. All natural. You have nothing to worry about.
It says essential oils and menthol. Gosh. I can breathe. Like, I have not been able to breathe like this all season.
A boom stick will open you up almost instantly, doesn't it?
Where do I get more of these?
I ordered that one on the TikTok shop.
Oh, I'm going to link it down below.
So as you can see, it's not a Hollywood production, eh? And that's the beauty of TikTok. And it's also why I really believe that affiliate marketing, the next wave of affiliate marketing is social commerce. The number of creators that are making an absurd amount of money from their iPhone with a 30-second video that clearly took them like less than 10 minutes to make. This creator earned 20 to 30%, so like about 30 grand in commission from this video. 30 grand for a video like this. I tell people that if you want to see the future of social media, you look into TikTok. TikTok sets the trends for everything else, right? Whatever is trending on Instagram is what was trending 2 weeks ago on TikTok. Whether it's, and we've seen Instagram, YouTube, and all the other platforms not only copy the short-form format, but when it comes to creator compensation, shoppable ecosystem and such, TikTok creates those initiatives, they prove out the concept, and then other platforms are to follow. TikTok Shop is the biggest wave in the creator economy right now, and it's only a matter of time before the other platforms copy-paste the model. Right now, it's an incredible gold mine for affiliates, so the content creators. I mean, how absurd is it to generate 30K for a video like this? OK, so the second thing that we did from the discovery is that we built and trained AIs to put at the disposal of our creators. So we have communities where all the creators are, and we develop tools such that they can get good creative briefing, they can get feedback on their videos, we can tell them the winning angles, and so on. Creating these tools, we saw a 16x improvement in average GMV through the scripts generated by AI. So we plug our AI into Slack. This is where we host our creators, and they can interact with the AI agents at any given time, right? Some of the creators that we work with were averaging 300 views a video. With AI script, they consistently got 30,000 views. And this way, we actually found that our winning angles, AI told us, were something about Shark Tank, Simpson, and hot reactions like the one I just showed you. So how do you build an AI agent for yourself? This is the tech stack. Super simple. Calo data is where you can scrape your competitors. We live in a world that is abundant with data. You can see all of your competitors, all of their videos, which video generated how much revenue, which affiliate, the average order value. Literally, everything is available these days. So you can scrape on Calo data, then put it on Airtable to create a dynamic database. The keyword is dynamic, such that anytime a new viral video pops up, the database gets updated, and you use that as your knowledge base to build your AI agent on Lindy. Lindy is essentially Zapier for AI agents, super intuitive to use, and you can plug that AI agent through Lindy on Slack, Discord, WhatsApp, whatever you use to host your creator community. OK, that's supposed to say ROI. So ROI protection. ROI protection is the new feature that TikTok released a couple months ago, and very few marketers know about this. But let me set some context. So historically, marketers have been reluctant to spend on Meta because, to spend on TikTok because Meta is generally more reliable, more predictable, and TikTok has a stereotype of cheap traffic, low conversions. But here is what TikTok introduced that is completely changing the game. It's called ROI protection for GMV Max campaigns. GMV Max campaigns are essentially TikTok Shop campaigns. It's just a fancy name that they have for it. And ROI protection is that when you set up your campaign on TikTok Shop, you'll see an option to set your target ROI. And TikTok will guarantee you that you hit 90% of that ROI. And if you don't, if your campaign falls short on a given day, they refund you the difference. So whatever happens, you get 90% of your target ROI. For Boom Boom, this allowed us to scale the spend from $100 a day to $3,000 a day. And we set the target ROI at 5. The higher you set the ROI, the less likely it is to spend. In retrospect, we should have maybe put it a little bit lower. But we still, with zero work, because I just want to emphasize that there's no media buying. AI does everything. You just feed the videos, and it's all automatically managed by the platform. And with absolutely zero work on these campaigns, we average a 4.5 ROI, which is 90% of the target that we put. And at a 4.5, we were still tremendously profitable. Now, I think, again, as TikTok sets the trend for the rest of the industry, this move shows that media buying is becoming less and less important. The game is really becoming just all about creative. Making a high volume of high-quality videos is the game. If you can do that, platforms such as TikTok and others to follow will give you mathematical certainty of profitability. OK, let's look at how to build a moat, how to protect your edge and make success last. So, as I'm sure a lot of you have experienced in the room, the moment that you get something to work, you attract a ton of copycats, whether it's your product, your video, your price point, your ads. This is a brand that launched in May when we blew up. And you tell me if you see the similarity in terms of flavors and packaging and so on. But yeah, dropshipping brand that tried to copy all of our assets, some of our creators, so on and so forth. And so the point here is that if you want longevity in the market, you need to build a moat, an asset that is hard for the competitors to copy. For us, our moat was culture. So the creator community that we hosted had substantial financial incentives, but where we really differentiated ourselves were emotional investments. For example, the founder on a weekly basis, hops on a group call with all of the affiliates. He hypes them up. He gives them a voice in product development, in the next campaigns. We even featured some of our top creators on Times Squares in multiple billboards. We also assigned creator success managers to really go deep and narrow, building relationship with these individuals instead of going wide and shallow, right? Ultimately, we treated our creators like they were part of the company and not just a third-party vendor. The results of that were that for the month of May, we saw an 85% reduction in creator churn, which is unheard of. 3,000 affiliates were recruited by word of mouth. We didn't do any outreach. It was our existing creators that found other top-performing creators. The great thing is that when you have A-tier talents, they know what it takes to be A-tier, and they attract more people like themselves. So that's what happened. 3,000 affiliates from word of mouth, and most importantly to me, 0 of them left to talk to our competitor, even if the competitor offered a higher upfront pay. Effectively, we created a monopoly where all of the creators in the CPG nasal stick market were with us, and that's because we invested in their success. This is the moat in action. So month over month, you can see that we take more and more market share. In April, we were less than 50%. In May, we crushed everybody, and then the gap keeps on getting bigger month over month. Today, Boom Boom is 75% of the entire nasal stick market on TikTok Shop because of that moat. Cool. So let's recap the 4 steps for a new brand to go from $0 to $1 million a month on TikTok Shop. First, we used the gravity method to manufacture success by paying content creators an upfront fee based on their proven efficiency. Underline proven efficiency. That's the keyword here. We use those videos as powerful case studies to attract top talents, which creates a self-reinforcing cycle where success breeds more success. Then we use AI to systematically replicate the patterns that generate 80% of the sales, replacing any creator guesswork with data-driven proven formulas, allowing us to scale quality content across hundreds of videos. We use ROI protection to scale with mathematical guarantee, basically turning our content into a predictable, risk-free revenue engine. And it eliminates the fear of brands to scale on TikTok ads because, again, you're guaranteed a return. And finally, we built a moat by locking in exclusivity with our creators, whereas they choose us over any of the competitors in the space because we build emotional investment that goes far beyond just financial incentives, essentially creating an ecosystem where top creators fight to be part of your success. This is exactly how we currently generate $5 to $10 million every single month on TikTok Shop. If you have questions, you can DM me on Instagram. For the next few days, I want to shake everybody's hand and get to know as many people as I can. Thank you.